Hello friends and welcome to Top of the Stack MTG. So this is going to be our last deck tech before game day. Then we're going to get into some other stuff, some frontier stuff, and we'll keep doing deck techs of course, but this is the last game day deck tech. So this is really fun. This is Dana's blue-black mill deck. You knew we had to do a mill deck, and this is it. It's great. I've seen lots of different color variations with this, or even just mono blue. I feel like blue-black is really the best. So let's take a look at this and see what you think. I'll start off with the really necessary stuff. Of course, we've got 4 copies of Fraying Sanity. Fraying Sanity is awesome because it stacks. So this is weird. If you have 1 Fraying Sanity in play, and you make your opponent discard, let's say, 4 cards. Then, at the end of their turn, they have to discard 4 more because they discarded 4 cards during their turn. But if you have 2 Fraying Sanities in play and you make them discard 4 cards, for the first Fraying Sanity, they have to discard 4 more. But that means during the turn total, they've discarded 8 cards. So for the second Fraying Sanity, they need to discard 8 more. So they discarded a total of 16 cards because you made them get rid of 4 and you have 2 Fraying Sanities. So when you talk about Startled Awake is the second card in the deck. We have 4 of those. Startled Awake, if you have 1 Fraying Sanity in play and you play a Startled Awake, they have to discard 13 cards. Then at the end of the turn, they discard 13 more for a total of 26. But if you have 2 Fraying Sanities in play, then you play a Startled Awake. They have to discard 13 cards. Then at the end of the turn, they have to discard 13 more for the first Fraying Sanity, and then 26 more for the second Fraying Sanity. That's a total of 52 cards. Now they start the game with 7 cards, so that's 59 cards. Now, of course, you can't play all these cards on the first turn. Fraying Sanities cost 3, so you're going to play that on turn 3. The second Fraying Sanity costs 3 more, so you'll play that on turn 4. And then the Startled Awake costs 4, so you'll play that on turn 5. Literally, on turn 5, you will always win if you have 2 Fraying Sanities and a Startled Awake. That kind of makes this a combo deck. You really want those 3 cards, 2 Fraying Sanities and a Startled Awake. So the next card that we run in this deck is Diabolic Tutor. Now, Dana's only running 3 copies of Diabolic Tutor. This basically is more copies of Fraying Sanity or Startled Awake, whichever you need to get that combo going. So she runs 3 of those. We also have Minister of Enquiries. Minister of Enquiries, when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. You can tap the guy, pay 1 energy, and put the top 3 cards of your opponent's library into his or her graveyard. So it mills him for 3. But you get 2 energy, so it technically actually mills them for 6 over 2 turns. So this is excellent. You mill them for 6 over 2 turns, and you get a 1 power, 2 toughness body on the battlefield, which is great against aggro. These, Dana chose, I know that there's a sorcery that you can mill your opponent for 5 cards. Dana is not running that card, and she's not running it because of cards like this. This technically actually mills for 6, and it gives you some defense on the battlefield. This is better. Also, Manic Scribe. When Manic Scribe enters the battlefield, each opponent puts his or her top 3 cards of her library into his or her graveyard. Delirium. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, that player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So, Manic Scribe, if you don't have Delirium, it's not great. It is a 0/3, which is excellent for defense, especially against aggro, which we're going to need. But it's not that great unless you get Delirium. So, of course, we are running Ipnu Rivulet No, not that. I'm sorry. We are running Fetid Pools. Fetid Pools, you can cycle. So it's a great way to get a land into your discard pile. You will get Delirium with this deck. It happens with Dana all the time, with Fetid Pools helping you out. So it's a great card. Manic Scribe, you're going to get probably at least 6 per Manic Scribe. So that's great. Now let's move on to the cards that don't necessarily help specifically with mill, but do hurt your opponent, which does help you. So, Champion of Wits. When Champion of Wits enters the battlefield, you may draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards. Eternalize. Of course, Champion of Wits helps you get Delirium. Champion of Wits helps you draw cards to help you get your Fraying Sanities and your Startled Awakes. Or maybe your Diabolic Tutors. Whatever you need to get that combo going. Champion of Wits is excellent, mostly because of the Eternalize. Disappearing Act. As an additional cost to cast Disappearing Act, return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. Counter a target spell. Dana loves this specific counter spell because she gets to pick up her Minister of Enquiries again and then play it again and get 2 more energy. So this really helps with the energy in order to mill them for more cards. This is Dana's counter spell of choice. Excellent. Supreme Will, another great counter spell. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. Or look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. This is a great way to help you get your Fraying Sanities and your Startled Awakes. You need them to win. Essence Scatter, counter target creature spell. Dana loves Essence Scatter because creatures can be a big problem. This only costs 2. Most counter spells cost 3. So to deal with creatures, Dana loves Essence Scatter. It's great. Now, we also have Never to Return. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. We've got that right in the main deck. The neat thing about Never to Return is it can help out with Graveyard Hate. So you could just run Ruinous Path, of course. It costs the same as Never, and it does the exact same thing. But Never also gives you the chance to play Return and mess with somebody's graveyard. So that is the main deck. Let's move on to the mana base. So we've got 4 Fetid Pools. Great for cycling, as we were talking about earlier. It helps you get Delirium. It can also help you find your Fraying Sanities and your Startled Awakes if you don't need more mana. Cycling is great. We've got 4 Choked Estuaries. Good just mana fixing. 4 Sunken Hollows. Once again, more mana fixing. Excellent. This Ipnu Rivulet. Tap 1 to add colorless to your mana pool. Or you can tap 1 to add a blue to your mana pool if you pay 1 life. Now, the upside of this, of course, is tap 2, sacrifice a desert. Target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. It helps with mill. It's excellent. This is great. We're only running these 4 deserts. So basically, you kind of tap them and sacrifice them to make them mill 4. But if you get 2 of these in play, then you can do it twice. It's just great. Then we also have 4 islands and 4 swamps. All right, let's move on to the sideboard, the funnest part of this deck, the craziest part. Aggro is very difficult for this deck. Blue-black has a hard time dealing with aggro. So we are running Collective Brutality. Collective Brutality, you can target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. 2 life is not a lot, but it does mess with aggro. It can help you out. The neat thing about Collective Brutality is it's also very versatile. It does many other things, including target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose an instant or a sorcery card from it. That player discards the card. Target creature gets -2/-2 until the end of the turn. So that's neat. This is a very versatile, cool card. Also, with the Escalate, discard a card. It can help you with aggro in the sense that you can gain 2 life and you can make them discard an instant or a sorcery, or you can kill one of their guys. It's good. It's a great sideboard choice. Also, Daring Demolition. Destroy target creature or vehicle. It's hard to destroy artifacts with black or blue. That's a difficult thing. But this lets you at least get rid of vehicles, so that can help out. Good to have. Lay Bare the Heart. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-legendary non-land card from it. That player discards the card. Traditionally, this is great against blue because, of course, you can get rid of counter spells. But this could also help out against aggro. If you want to get rid of the Red God, or you want to get rid of Glorybringer, maybe the Planeswalker, the Chandra, this is nice. Good. Also, Crook of Condemnation. Exile target card from a graveyard. You can spend 1 and tap it and exile 1 card from a graveyard. Or exile Crook of Condemnation. Exile all cards from all graveyards. That's great. Really great against zombies. So, very nice. Good. Well, that finishes up this deck tech. The last deck tech before game day. I hope you guys have a great game day. It's going to be a blast. I hope you get lots of little tokens or whatever they're giving out. I know that the cat is if you get to the top 8. They've got the cat creature, and it's got different art on it. It's really cool. It's a full art card. It's very cool. You also get a full art card just for showing up. So that's really fun. And if you win the whole thing, you get the playmat. So I hope you get the playmat. Let's say that. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you want to receive notifications, hit the bell. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And have a great day.